Hi Richard, pleased to meet you. Oh my God, all the way from the UK originally. So we just had a nice little chat about how we lived near each other, even though we didn't.
Virtual neighbours, actually.
Exactly. The north of London's a really pretty, lovely area. So tell me a little bit about the Promptly.
So Promptly's genesis with my partner and I began talking about what the real world problems we can solve in the world today. And one of those real world problems we talked about was scheduling, and specifically the act of scheduling and rescheduling with someone.
Yeah.
And what a pain in the ass it is, sorry.
Oh my God. Yeah.
And how it was so broken. But if you're going to solve big problems, you want to start with a group of people who make money from that problem. And that's not the enterprise, who hate paying for things or slow sales cycles. And so we said, look, what if we could build a business for the smallest piece of the economy in terms of individuals?
Yes.
Individuals who sell their time by the hour, by the session. And so that was the genesis for the idea of Promptly. And as we started doing our market research, we learned a couple of fascinating data points about these people. The first thing is that the first 150 we interviewed, less than 20 had a computer or a laptop in their home. But 100% of them had smartphones, 100%. And they'd purchased those smartphones for the most part in the last 12 months. And there were no products or services on those phones geared specifically to them, the invisible economy. Thus, Promptly has come to solve their real world problems today.
Fabulous.
And what are those problems? They're scheduling and rescheduling seamlessly for supplier and customer, allowing you to get your appointments rescheduled without speaking to them. The payments and collections, and more importantly is the payment tracking. So as you pay me, one time you give me cash, one time you write me a check, one time you use a credit card, who paid who owes who canceled, who owes money.
Yeah.
And then lastly, Promptly Promote, which is probably the most exciting feature of the platform. In a category that has an average utilization rate of 33%, we allow you to use your friends, your customers, and friends of your friends and customers to build more people in your customer book by selling your available time specifically. So it's not, hey, I need new customers. It's, hey, I have a session on Friday, know anyone who wants it. And if you help me fill it, I'll give you $50 off your next lesson.
Wow, I've got to check it out.
Game changer.
Yeah. And so tell me, did you have to go for any investment at any point? And what are your plans?
So Eli, my partner, and I, between us, have started more than 17 startups in the last 10 years of our lives. And so we are serious serial entrepreneurs. So we did this very guerrilla, very cheaply. We did raise about $500,000 of seed capital, mostly from friends and advisors. This includes people like Bruno Bowden, who was the head of Gmail Enterprise and Google Earth. People like Ross Mayfield, who's the founder of SlideShare. And these people are friends, but also colleagues, and really supported us at the very beginning to raise the business. We're just about to close our seed round, and go to our Series A, and that will include some pretty high-profile VCs from San Francisco.
Fabulous. And you, as you just said, you're quite confident about going for venture. Not like I was years ago. I've ended up now supporting venture capitalists because I know so many, but in those days in London it was that's right.
Well, also venture capital in London then was, I think, much less developed than it is today. It's a much better organization. And frankly, things like Seed Camp and some of the other activities that really grow the market there have been fantastic.
Fabulous. And so you were mentioning that you were an angel investor in London. Oh my God, I wish I'd known you then.
So I've made about 11 angel and seed investments. The most exciting of those is a company called Video Plaza, which I, until about 2 weeks ago, was chairman of. I'm still on the board. It's a really, really exciting business in the video ad tech space. The newest one, the most recent one, is a company called SlickClick, which is basically figuring out how do you take photos and things like photo sharing and take it to the next level of photo storytelling. So how do you assemble those photos into a story? And it's very, very popular with young people, and I'm really excited about that business.
Yeah, fabulous.
And then, of course, Promptly.
And how did you find the market when you were in London and you were an angel investor?
I found sort of a bifurcated experience. I found a vibrant, healthy entrepreneurial ecosystem in terms of lots of young people, lots of old people, lots of second, third generation entrepreneurs staying involved in the community and helping out. And I found now there's a lot more capital. But the capital is still behaves differently than US capital. In some cases that's good, by the way. Valuations are much lower. As an investor, it's a much better market.
Okay.
On the more difficult side is you lack that entrepreneurial experience in most of the VC funds, of the people making investment decisions. So you see a lot of investments made by financial analysts as opposed to commercial or experiential analysis.
Yeah, I noted that. I did do a few interviews via Skype with some of them. But yeah, I noted there's more bankers really involved in that area. Yeah. But hopefully things are going to change, and it seems like things are popping all over the world as far as the venture industry and entrepreneurs.
I think we're excited about for Promptly is we view the world as a global market. In 12 months, we expect to be in between 7 and 20 countries.
Fabulous, fabulous. Well, look, I'm going to check it out myself. Definitely, you've sold me, and I really appreciate you taking this time today.
Great. Go to getpromptly.com, download the app, and get a service provider that services you to join the platform.
Fabulous. Lovely to meet you. Thanks for your time.